What's up, y'all? It's your boy Merce Zay, and I'm back with another video today. Yep, I'm back. I told y'all I was coming back, and I'm clearly here. So, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you thought of the video, what you're thinking of the channel. Maybe you want to see something in particular moving forward. Let me know down there in the comment section. And please, 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 as I already stated, keep the subscriptions coming because that helps me to help you. All right, let's get into it. Now, y'all, during this journey of losing my hair, trying to get it back, looking into ways that I can save it, I also learned that a lot of people suffer with hair issues, male and female, alopecia. Maybe an illness is causing you to lose your hair. I mean, it's so many people that suffer with hair loss and hair issues, and they just want to save their hair. They just want to save it. So I decided to document my journey. I decided to make a video for y'all today, letting y'all know just kind of how I went about getting a hair transplant, how I made my dream of getting a hair transplant come to reality. As y'all know, I stated in an earlier video, hair transplant had been on my mind for quite a while, and so I finally just said, okay, I'm doing it, I'm gonna make it happen, and I did. So basically what I did was I did some research on hair transplants clinics that were available in my area. I also looked into going out of the country because a lot of people go out of the country. As you'll see, there are many other YouTube channels of people who have went out of the country and got their hair transplant, and they have been successful. I knew for me, I didn't want to go out of the country. I knew I wanted to stay in the country, stay close to where I could get back to the office. Maybe if I needed to go back for whatever reason, maybe I had questions, maybe something didn't go as planned. I just knew I wanted to be in the country, and I knew ahead of time that would probably be a little more pricey. But let's get into the details. Y'all, I had to pause for a minute because I can hear the churn in the background. My neighbors, y'all forget him. But anyway, now somebody wanna turn on the little weed. So just to educate y'all a little bit on what a hair transplant even is, a hair transplant is where they go in and they take out hair follicles and they implant them into your recipient. So they take them from your donor area and they put them into a recipient area. Typically, it's the back of your head that is your donor area, and typically it's the recipient area is the top or either the crown of your head. You can have an FUT procedure or a FUE procedure done. I had the FUE procedure done, which is where they go in and a surgeon goes in and they take out the follicles individually. They take them out individually. Takes a little bit more art to it. And then they implant them in the top of your head. If you don't want to do that, you can have an FUT procedure. But a FUT procedure, they typically take a strip of hair, linear strip of hair, off the top back of your head typically, and it leaves a scar. It will leave a scar permanently, which is something I knew I didn't want. But y'all, look at my FUE. FUE is not the scar. FUE is where they go in individually and take them out. Look at mine. I can't see how well y'all can look at it, but if you look, you can't even tell. I had anything done. And so that's the point of FUE. FUE will go in and take individual hair follicles and it'll leave space in between so that when your hair grows back, you won't be able to tell anything was done. And so I knew I wanted that look, and so that's what I got. FUEs are a little more expensive than the FUT. I think for that purpose, I mean, it's more cosmetically, desirable. And so I think that's why it's a little more expensive. It takes more art, it takes more skill. But I went with the FUE. I believe in giving myself the best, and I believe I wanted the best because, hey, this was something I was dealing with for forever, so I wanted to give myself the best result. Now, y'all let this, what I'm about to say, encourage y'all. Not just with hair, but anything. I got discouraged maybe like a year or so ago, year and a half. I can't remember the exact year, date. But I went to a clinic nearby. Not going to even name the name of the clinic. And they told me I wasn't a candidate for a hair transplant. They were like, you know, your hair is really thinning in the back. You know, it's not even strong in the back either. We can't do anything with that because your donor area has to be strong enough for us to pull anything from it and put it in the front. Because if not, what's the point? And typically, the size of your head and the back of your hair is the thickest. It grows the thickest. The top usually grows thinner than everything else. So I was just so discouraged when they told me this, because I was just like, really? Really? I had seen all the reviews of people who had come to this company and their hair loss was worse than mine. So I really was kind of confused. I was puzzled in that moment. You know, I wasn't going to give up because I knew I wanted hair. I knew I wanted to do something about my hair loss. Got tired of wearing head wraps. Was getting tired of wearing hair wraps. I wasn't giving up. But I was just really puzzled in that moment. And I was just like, well, maybe it's because I had longer locks at the time. And sometimes, you know, maybe with the way the texture of my hair grows, when you get locks, you know, maybe it's because of the way the locks look, you know, the way the parts look. Maybe it's something like that, you know, because I was like, this is just not making sense. Like, I should be a good candidate for a hair transplant. I know I can get one done. So I think maybe like a few months later, I went back, got my locks took out in that area, went back. Now they're like, oh yes, we can do it. Yes, you know, we mislooked, you know, yes, we can totally set this up. You know, totally, completely different report, right? And I'm just at this point, I'm like, I don't, you know, I'm still not gonna give up on the hair transplant. You know, I was like confident all along that I could get the hair transplant, but now I ain't confident in this particular place. So I left there. I kept doing my research, began to keep doing my research. And I come across this other company, and I will name this company because y'all need to try them. Y'all need to give them a try. Now, this company is named Bosley, the Rolls Royce of hair transplant, as the lady who gave my consultation said. She was very nice. I met her in another nearby city. You know, did my consultation. And let me just say this, consultations are usually free. My consultation with the first place was free. Consultation with this place was free. So if you go somewhere they're trying to charge you for a consultation, I would double check. I would look into that again. But Bosley has free consultations, so why would you go anywhere else? But anyway, my consultation was free. You know, you go there, how it usually goes, you go there, you fill out a questionnaire. They ask you how long you've been losing hair. They ask you where your, you know, spots are. They ask you what you think a hair transplant would do for you if you get your hair back. They ask you how losing your hair has affected you. So I did all that. Met with her to do my consultation. She was very nice, very polite, very knowledgeable, very professional. She answered all my questions, and I come with a lot of questions, and so should you if you're gonna do this procedure. Make sure you understand what you're getting into. So I asked about 1 million questions. I mean, we sat up in there about, I know, at least 2 hours. Me asking questions, and then when we left, I still had questions because, you know, I just want to understand, and you should want to understand too. Make sure you do research on this. Don't just take my word, but do your own research. So, you know, I'm asking all the questions and everything, making sure I understand what's going on. And she was just answering them. She was patient. She was just amazing. And I think that's what sold me. That's what kind of sold me. Not even gonna lie. That's what kind of got me. I was confident they had me. She was like, oh yeah, we got you. This is gonna be, you know, easy fix. And you know, it's a business at the end of the day, but I just felt confident that they had me. So I went ahead, went home, you know, I'm excited. I'm hyped. You know, I'm planning out because I'm like, I'm getting this done. This is it. I'm gonna have this done, and that's just it. Like, you know, I I had people coming to me, well, you should try this. You should try, what they call it, Wild Grove. You should try this and that. I've tried the oils. I've tried that. I didn't want to do the steroid shots because I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do the steroid shots, y'all. I'm not going to go into that. But, yeah, so I was just like, hair transplant. And my mind was set on that. Y'all take the lesson from that. My mind was set on it. When your mind set, it's set. So, don't let nobody deter you from what you want. So, what was it? A few months later, I took a contract this year in St. Louis. And I was like, I'm getting it done. And I'm paying for it cash. And so she quoted me. She did quote me back when I had my consultation. She quoted me for 14 grand. 14,000. Like I said earlier in the video, I wanted the FUE because the FUE is a little more expensive, but cosmetically it looks better. It gives you a better look. You can do more things with your hair long term. And it's all about, really, at the end of the day, what look you're looking for, what you're okay with. But I knew I wanted the FUE, so she quoted me 14 grand for the amount of grafts that I was getting. And, you know, it was somewhere around 1,500, 1,600 grafts. I can't even remember the number of grafts, but it was below 2,000, right? Because you can't do too many grafts in one sitting. It's not good for your hair. But it was right under 2,000, I remember, and she quoted me 14. I was like, bet, you know, I'm grinding out at this St. Louis travel contract, and I'm gonna make this happen. Because, you know, as nurses, all we do is calculate the number of shifts we gotta work to get whatever we want. Anyway, so I was like, I'm getting this, and I'm paying for it. I'm not doing no payment plan, but nothing's wrong with the payment plan. You know, they got Care Credit out there. I've once used Care Credit before. Not ashamed to say it. I use Care Credit. I've used, it's another one started with S, but I use Care Credit. Care Credit is really good, you know. They'll send you the card. It's just like a credit card. You can use it for medical purposes. So, you know, she had already told me I could use Care Credit if I wanted to. Pay payment plan. So if you want to use a payment plan, you can use the payment plan for this. You don't have to pay for it all up front. Me, I'm not with the debt stuff. If y'all been watching my journey, I ain't with debt, all that debt. So I was like, I'm paying for this cash. Grind it out. Boom. We here in June. May, I had my first date and I had pushed it back because I was, you know, crossing and I was online. And so I'll get into more of that later. The new frat that I joined. So I pushed it back and I ended up getting it done in June. Met up with it in June, went to Atlanta. That's where I had to have it done. Y'all, it actually ended up being cheaper than the 14 that they had quoted me because I didn't need as many grafts. The doctor looked at it the same, because they look at it again the day of your appointment to see, okay, are you really going to need as many grafts? Is this going to take what we thought it would take? And he was like, no, you may not need that many, you know, let's push it back a few. So I only ended up paying 10 grand. 10 grand is what I paid for the complete procedure. I had it done in the States. I went there, you know, you get there. I mean, they make you feel so comfortable, so at home. They get you lunch. They fed me lunch, y'all. They fed me, you know, snacks in the afternoon. Now, I was there all day. It's an all-day procedure. You get there early, like 8, 9 o'clock. I didn't leave till about 5, 6. Just being honest. So you sitting in there all day long. But it was worth it, though. And they made me feel so comfortable. Like, yes, it was amazing. Now, one thing people ask me a lot is, did it hurt? So, yes, it did hurt. There was some discomfort. But they try to make sure that you're not feeling that much pain. Like, they will give you more stuff. They will numb the area. They will numb it. And they give you something before it starts. Just to kind of help with pain. If that helps anybody. But I don't know how people's pain tolerance is. So, but, you know, they do try to make sure you're not feeling that much pain. And it is doable. It's bearable. So if that helps. After the procedure, you know, they wrap your head up. Like I said, it take all day. But once it's over, they wrap your head all the way up. Of course, your area is exposed. Mine was up here. You know, it's real inflamed. It's red. It's bloody a little bit. Because, of course, they just implanted something in your scalp. So, of course, you're going to bleed a little bit. It's going to be some drainage there. Mine didn't bleed that much after they had finished. And one thing they tell you too is if you see a lot of bleeding, if you hit your head and it bleeds a whole lot, it probably means that you lost some grafts within that first 48 hours. The first 48 hours is very critical after you get it done because you don't want to lose any grafts. You want to keep all your grafts because if you lose grafts, you're not going to get the right look. It's not going to come out the way it should. So you want to make sure you're sleeping upright. You want to make sure that you're not laying down, touch on a pillow. You want to make sure you don't hit your head on anything. Make sure you don't get into a fist fight or nothing like you where your head could potentially be hit. You could potentially mess up your grafts. Lay low for a little bit. You know, keep that beef at bay because you don't mess up your hair. No, for real. Like you don't want to mess up your hair that you paid so much for or you took the time out to get done. You sat in that chair all day. So, yeah, that first 48 hours is very critical. You want the grafts to take root in your scalp. You want everything to heal properly. If you take a shower, you want to let the water run down your hair. Don't scrub your hair. Don't wash your hair. Another thing, no heavy lifting. No pulling. Y'all know I'm a nurse and we pull on patients and we lift patients all the time. I wasn't doing it. Let them people know at your job you can't do it. Or whatever you have to do, let them know you can't do it. For real. And y'all, keep in mind, these are a lot of restrictions after you have the hair transplant done, but it is only temporary until the grafts can take root in your head and grow the way they were intended to grow. Give you the look that you want. So it's only temporary. And then you can go back to regular scheduled programming. Where I am right now is just letting my hair grow. They've already taken root. As y'all can see, we got growth going. And I'm just going to keep documenting my journey for y'all. And there y'all have it. That's my journey with getting a hair transplant. Those are the big points that I can think of. Things that I know people would probably want to know. If y'all have any other questions, y'all comment down there in the comment section. Hit me up on social media. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. And until we see each other again, y'all be good.